Hi, friends. Happy Friday. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do have Mary here. I don't know why I said I don't know what I'm talking about. It's Friday night. I've got my friend Mary with me in the sewing room. She is feverishly working away on a project that she hopes to get completed this weekend because it is a birthday gift for my mom, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. Um, so she's not going to show you what she's going to work on, what she's working on, because it's a birthday gift. My mom's probably going to be lurking. In fact, I saw her in the chat earlier. She's not here. So for those of you that have been tracking, my mom was here for a little while. And this past week, she did go back home. And her birthday's next month, July 26th, actually. We're celebrating her 70th birthday this weekend. So, not this weekend, next weekend. So I will be traveling down to spend some time with my mom. My family will be traveling down to spend time with my mom, and Mary's going to house sit and dog sit for us. So that's why she's still here. But just letting you know, mom's not here right now. So Mary's working on a birthday gift for my mom. She's not going to show it. Wow. Let's restart. Hi friends, happy Friday night. I have no idea what I'm even saying right now. It has been a heck of a week, and I am so excited to be working on something in my sewing room. Mary's working on something. I'm going to work on something, but mostly I'm just happy to hang out and sew and talk to all of you. But before we do, I'm sure you guys have already noticed the new machine sitting on my table. Do you like her? Do you like her? Her name is Bella. This was a yard sale find for $50. No, I'm not joking. $50. But it wasn't painted and it didn't have the little bed extender on it. So this machine has been dubbed Bella, and there are a couple of parts that we had to piece together on it. So we call her Frankenbella, and I have really had hoped to be sewing on her tonight, but you see, the problem is I lost her power cord. I have the foot pedal, but I have no electricity for the machine. So I could just do it by hand, but if I'm going to do it by hand, then I could get the hand crank off the shelf behind me. So this is my Singer 301. I am super excited to have this, and I want to give Bill Imhoff and his dad a shout out because his dad is the one that restored her. She was in great working condition when I got her, but she had some wear and tear because she was 50, 60 some odd years old, almost 70 years old, I think. Anyway, she had some wear and tear on her, a little over 70. Anyway, she had some wear and tear on her, and so I sent her down to Bill's dad, who did a wonderful job restoring her. Now, he didn't use enamel paint, which I guess is what a lot of sewing machines would use. He did use Rust-Oleum, but it looks great. It's wonderful, and I did choose red because I felt like this was a great color for that era. I have not sewn on her yet. And I had hoped to do that tonight, but we are so disorganized we lose power cords. But anyway, this will be something that we will do in a future video, but I did want to unveil her and introduce her to everybody. Mary, did you get a chance to see Bella up close and personal?
I did. She's beautimous.
Beautimous. I know. And did you notice that the needle slanted?
Yes.
Did you know that that's how it was?
I didn't know it before now.
Yeah. So I can, let me see if I can go to the overhead and I can show you guys this real, oh, nope, that's not it. It's going to be this one. I don't know if you can see this. Let me tilt it a little bit. The needle here is slanted this way. So,
Oh, shoot.
Mary's getting a phone call.
Where's my phone?
Well, hold on, guys.
Sorry.
Sorry, she's going to walk outside and take the phone call. Anyway, the needle on the front of the machine is slanted towards me, which means when the machine is sitting at when the machine is sitting at table level like this and not being recessed down into a cabinet, I can see perfectly everything that's happening. So I'm really excited about it. The goal for this is to be my travel machine. So when I go to retreats and other things like that, I'm thinking that this will start being my go-to machine whenever I'm going to a class or a sewing retreat or just going on vacation, because this weighs less than this. This is 39 pounds. This is not 39 pounds. It is pretty portable, so I'm really excited about that. Anyway, that's all I got. All right. I do want to say, because somebody's probably going to ask, and I'm trying to get caught up with the chat a little bit here. Somebody's probably going to ask, where was I able to find a power cord? And the answer is yes. I actually just went on Amazon and they had power cords for featherweights and 301s, and it's actually apparently the same cord, just like the bobbins are the same. So I picked one up and it should be here tomorrow. So I'm hoping that I will be able to play on that this weekend. Now, let me talk to you about a couple of programming notices before I get into my sewing project and talk about what I'm going to be working on. First up, this weekend, if you are a member of the Becca VIP membership program on my website, or you are a channel supporter here, meaning your name is in green and you have a special little emoji next to your name, this is our summer VIP retreat. It is a Zoom weekend. The Zoom will open up tomorrow morning and it will close Sunday night, and you should have, if you are a member of the VIP program on the website, you should have a link in your email already. But tomorrow we will send out a reminder email bright and early in the morning, so it's right at the top of your inbox. And we will also post the link in the VIP Facebook group, and we will also post a link to the community tab right here on YouTube for channel supporters. So if you're in any one of those areas, if you're financially supporting me in one of those three ways, one of those two ways, we'll get your link to you. And if you can't find the link, you can always just email me and we'll get it right back out to you. Also, a programming note of change is, I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, next week I will be out of town for a couple of days celebrating my mom's birthday, which means there will be no live stream a week from today. And then additionally, the week after that, July 12th, there will be no live stream because I will be at a retreat in Alabama and I'm taking that week off. So no live streams from me for the next 2 weeks, but I'll come back charged, ready to hit the ground running on Friday, July 19th. So I hope you guys enjoy your 2-week live stream hiatus. There are lots of content creators out there that would love a chance to entertain you. Enjoy them. Enjoy some pre-recorded videos. Enjoy some live stream replays, whatever tickles your fancy. I will not be live the next 2 weeks, but I will be returning on Friday, July 19th, 2024. Okay, I think that's everything. Let me hop over to the chat and see what we've got going over here. I feel like I should have done this 20 minutes ago. Auntie L. Handmaid says, I'm all done with my renovations. Tomorrow morning, the movers are coming in the afternoon, and then they're picking up the pod. Yippee! Wonderful. I'm glad that you're finally through that. I'm looking to see if I'm tagged in anything. Hello, Mona did what? Hello, Nikolai. Hello, Katie, the Greenland quilter. Hello, Debbie from In Quilt Fact. She said, it's a beautiful machine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Vicky says, I'm still seeking for some power cords for various things. Yeah, Bella is awesome. Bella is absolutely beautiful. I love it too. All right, I think Featherweight Shop and you can order a power cord. Yep. I was actually on Featherweight Shop and I was going to order a cord from them, but it was going to take a week or so. Well, maybe a week. I don't know how long it was going to take, but it occurred to me that before I hit the place order button, let me check and see if they have it on Amazon. And they actually did have it on Amazon, and I'll get it tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. If that doesn't work, then I'm just going to pull the Band-Aid and go to Featherweight Shop because they're pretty reputable and I feel like I'll get good quality parts from them. Mary, is your phone call okay? Are you back?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh,
that was
okay.
my mom.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
And I turned the sound off, so.
Oh, okay. All right. I am going to open the live chat over here because I can't see visually when people tag me.
I'm logged in too, so I'm kind of help you with the live chat.
Quilt Song, aka Melody, says, my sewing room is almost up and running and I should be sewing by next week. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let me get the chat up over here. Why? Are you guys seeing? Oh, okay, good. I was like, wait a minute. I opened the live stream in another window and I was like, oh my goodness, it's not playing. Am I even live right now? And then I realized,
No, you are.
Of course I am, because people are talking. All right. I am structuring things a little bit so that I can get the chat working for me a little bit better than what it was. I want to keep an eye on what's happening in the live chat. Is VIP and Superfan the same? I subscribe through your website. No, they are different, but the Zoom is open to both. So if you subscribe through my website, that is VIP. Superfan is just channel supporters. So they basically have perks in the live chat, and then we'll have access to that Zoom as well. All right, so what am I going to be working on tonight? I had debated about telling you what I was doing because I wasn't sure I was ready to share this. I know there are going to be questions that are going to ask about it. So I'm not sure how much I want to share right now, but I'm working on a new pattern. I've done all of the quilt math, I've done all of the starching, and I've done all of the cutting. I'm not ready to show you what the pattern will look like yet because I still have to work out the kinks, and I don't want to promise the pattern before I know when I will be done testing it and able to get it out to you. Right now, I'm thinking that it will be sometime in the next few weeks, probably on my return from retreat. So sometime in the middle to end of July. And this is going to be a doozy of a quilt. It's going to be a pretty big size. It's around 70-ish by like 90. So it's going to be really good size. And there's basically 3 blocks that we're going to make. 2 of them are star blocks, and then the third one is something else. And I don't want to give too much away right now, but I do want to work on it because in order to get the testing of this quilt done, I got to sew on it. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight, is just working on putting some of these blocks together. I'm going to be working on star blocks. So let's start working on some star blocks. I'll go to the overhead in just a moment. I'm going to do the small ones first because those are smallest. Mary is working on my mom's birthday gift, and it is all purple and white. Is that right, Mary? Purples and whites?
Purples and whites. And it's in batiks.
In batiks. Did you guys see the Notion demo video that I did earlier this week? If you haven't checked this out, I will let you know. Go check out the video because there are 3 notions that Sewing by Sarah sent to me that I showed off in that video, and this pressing mat is one of them. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So I have 4 small star blocks that I need to make. Let me just make sure I have these separated the right way. That's 1. This is going to be 2. And these are just sawtooth star blocks, so you'll be able to see kind of how I'm putting this together as we go. There will be a full tutorial that will go with this pattern when it drops, though. Lenny says, I want those pressing blocks. I will say they do have a little bit of a smell to them, but there's a paper in your packaging that will talk to you about all that and tell you what you can do to mitigate that some. Hello, Trina Taco.
Trina Taco. I like that name.
Yeah. Danelle says, I love the fabrics. Thank you. This is the Mambo Batiks from Moda Fabrics. This was a fabric line that I was really excited to work with for a while, but unfortunately when it came out, I didn't buy any of this. I just sat on it, and then by the time I realized, no, you know what, I do want to buy it, nobody really had it. And so I was like, fine, I'm just not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. Well, when Mary and I took my mom back last weekend, on the way back home, we drove for about halfway down. And on the way back up to my house, we did a quilt shop hop along the way. And one of the places that we stopped at was So Classic Fabrics in Harrisonburg, Virginia. And wouldn't you know, they had only two, but they had 2 layer cakes of the Mambo Batiks fabrics. And I wasn't going to get them. But then
They just jumped up and got in your
they
basket.
jumped up and bit me. No, so I had picked out the things that I was going to buy. I got to the register, I checked out, and the cashier said, "Oh, do you realize that you actually have, what did she say, a $20 gift card? Because every so many dollars, they give you $20 off." And I was like, "Oh, no, I didn't. Can I use it right now?" And she was like, "Sure, you can. Absolutely." And I went, okay. So I was like, I think I know what I'm going to get. Let me go look. And so I take off looking to see what I'm going to grab. But as I start to walk away, she said, "Oh, wait a minute. You actually have 2 $20 gift cards or $20 credits." And I was like, "Wait, what? I have what now? What did you say?" She was like, "Yeah, you have 2." And I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, if I have 2, that means I have $40 off instead of $20. So I was like, "Well, I think I'm getting that layer cake now." So the almost $50 layer cake only cost me like $8 after tax. And I was like, all right, that's a win. I'll take it. I took it home on Saturday, and I haven't even had this a week, and it's already cut up and going into a project. That makes me happy because it shows me that I'm using my fabric. It's not just sitting here. Although we won't talk about all the other fabric that I bought on that same trip that is already on my shelves.
Put away and surely not forgotten. Dale D wants to know if Ian's going to take your spot the next 2 Fridays.
It's open to whoever wants to take it. I think Ian's in the chat and he could answer that for you. So Ian, I was just reminding the folks that the next 2 Fridays, I will not have a live stream. So if you want that spot to boost up your channel, that'll help your engagement a little bit. And I know that's something that you have been thinking about with your pending move. What are the ways that you can do that? And I don't know if you have the time to do that because of all the things that you're doing to prepare for the move, but there you go.
Ooh, there's light on the subject.
Hey, that lamp that's behind you, that ring light, if you want to turn that on to get some more light, you're welcome to.
Ring light behind me.
Turn around. Behind you.
Oh, behind me. Gotcha.
Usually when somebody says behind you, you got to turn around.
No, this is enough now.
Okay.
But thank you.
You're welcome very much.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like this mat is going to be just a little too big for what I'm trying to do right now. But the beauty of it is I can take these apart and just have... Here, do you need a pressing surface, Mary?
No, I have a pressing surface.
Fine. I
Yep,
was going to
I
share my pressing surface
Oh,
with
it's
you.
okay. It's all
Look,
good.
do you want a puzzled pressing
Yeah,
surface?
it's really cool.
Look at that. That's better.
I love that.
Bill was like, "Is that the crafty panda I hear?"
Yeah, it is. Hi,
Yeah,
Bill.
it is.
I'm on my phone tonight, so if I don't type messages back to people, I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm trying to monitor the chat, but
Oh, you
not
just sew.
But I'm also trying to sew this because I've got a deadline.
I think it's more important that you just work on your project and have a conversation with me.
Yep, that
I've
works
got
for
the
me.
chat going here, and if there is anything that comes up for you, just if people have questions for me or Mary, just tag me, and I'll read them off for Mary. And then I did see Ian's in the chat too.
Yeah,
so.
I saw it.
And
Hi,
I'm sure
Ian.
Tiffany's
How you
lurking
doing, buddy?
somewhere.
So what are you working on tonight?
I am working on the new pattern that I designed.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I like those fabrics.
Yeah. I'm using the Mambo Batiks, and right now the quilt's going to require 2 different size sawtooth star blocks, and so I'm just making the sawtooth star blocks.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was making those yesterday.
You sure were. You sure were. Mary had bought this kit to make this project for my mom, and she's been working on it all week.
Yeah.
And she's frustrated with it because of the cutting.
The pattern is lousy.
Those are her words, not mine, folks.
I know. It's not written very well. It's not a beginner-friendly pattern. So
She sat down in here and she was like, I saw the layout of it and I was like, oh, well, that should be relatively easy to do. And then I opened it up and I saw the instructions and it wasn't really visual and it was a lot of words. And you guys know how I feel about a pattern with a lot of words and very few. If I've got to read it like a book, it ain't happening.
Yep.
It ain't happening. So I was like, no, I'm good. And I handed it back to her because I was going to try to simplify it, maybe find some editing or something that I could mark in the margins to make her life a little bit easier. And I couldn't find it. So I was like, no, you're good. Take it back.
we were going to attempt to cut it on the Aki quilt.
Well, yeah, that's why we pulled it, right?
But it's like multiple cutting, like multiple sizes, and some of it is unsewing things that you've already sewn already, and it was just. But I saw they had an example of it hanging up in the shop where I bought the kit, and I said to Becca, I said, that is your mom. Your mom would love that.
Yep.
And then I saw I love they had it in the colors and everything that I liked and that I know that your mom would like. And they already had the kit available with the pattern. So I was like, I'm not going to get it. I've got time to make this before her birthday. So.
And then she opened the kit and went, oh no.
It took me a whole night, a whole evening just to cut it all out.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. So.
But we did get it cut, and
Yep.
she has been working on it diligently every night. And I think she said she feels like she might be able to have it pieced tonight.
Yep, I should be able to. The top should be done tonight, and then I should be able to. I'm hoping to machine quilt it myself. So.
Zaza says, Becca, 3rd time. How do I become a YouTube supporter? I'm on an iPad. I think you have to do it from the browser, not from the YouTube app. Underneath the video, there should be a join button. You can click on that. That's how you become a channel supporter. If you want to be a VIP member, you just go over to my website, sobecca.com/join-VIP, or just type !VIP in the chat. Now that VIP program on my website, you get access to my patterns for free when they drop. So just want to make sure that you understand that is not included with the channel supporter membership. They are in no way, they're not linked. I can't synchronize them. It was funny because while Mary and I were talking last night, she was sitting in here and she goes, when I get home, she wants to make this quilt project again about 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah.
And she was like, when I go home, I'm going to plug this into my EQ8 and I'm going to use their instructions. And I said, Mary, what? And she goes, yeah, I'm going to use EQ8 to redo the pattern. I was like, okay, what do you think
I've had my
happen?
EQ8 for like forever, so, and I've never used it. I took a class on it, but I didn't realize that and if you did the pattern and designed the pattern in the program, that you couldn't print out instructions on how to do it. So.
Nope.
That just kind of bugs me that I spent that kind of money on the program and it doesn't do what I hoped it would do.
Yeah, she was like, wait a minute, you mean if I go into EQA and I draw this up and I hit the print button, it's not going to print a whole new pattern? I was like, no, honey, no. I was like, that's why it takes me so long to do a pattern, because I have to design it and figure out the quilt math. The program will tell me my yardage. If it's FPP, it'll give me a template. But then I got to take all of those shapes and illustrate them in the pattern and type out every word that's in the pattern. I got to type that out and nope, that's me. She was like, oh. She's like, well, I'm not doing that then.
Well, it's funny because I've been quilting since 1987 with a hiatus here and there. And it's amazing what Becca has taught me in the time that I've known her about certain things in quilting.
It's amazing what Mary has taught me about certain things in quilting. And it's even more amazing about all the things I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing it that way anyway.
Yep. Becca does her own thing her own way.
Borders come to mind.
But if I'm going to teach somebody something, I want to teach them the way that I was taught.
I was waiting. I was so waiting for you to say the
right way. No.
And then I was going to have to quilt police you, Mary.
No, I wasn't going to do that because I know that there's no one right way to do everything. But that's, you have to understand that that's how I was taught.
Of course.
So,
of course.
And I mean, if somebody shows me another way to do it and it works and makes my, like for the example, borders, it makes them perfectly square the way I want them to be, then I'm open to that, to trying it that way.
And there's nothing wrong with doing, like, there's no right way. There's no wrong way.
Right.
You do what works for you. I knew some people, my mom did it for a while, that draw their 1/4 inch on their fabric to make sure that their seam allowances are absolutely perfect. If that's what's going to bring you joy, is to make sure that your quilt is absolutely perfection, then do it.
Yep.
For me, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I want it finished.
I still draw lines on fabric, on
See?
diagonal lines on my squares when I'm making half square triangles, because I cannot follow a line to be, for anything. I can't draw a straight line and I can't follow a straight line. So, but I remember when your mom was here once and you wanted me to help her with her quilt to put her borders on, and I picked up the quilt, and I was like, I folded it like I normally fold to find the center and everything, and I was like, I was like, this is not square, so I need to make sure that the quilt ends up square. So
Yep.
But I ended up confusing her more. So.
Somebody did ask, this sticker, what does this say? It says Goosebumps, and it has 2 flying geese blocks. It's kind of hard to see on camera there, so maybe I'll have to change that sticker out for maybe just a pretty shape or something, because I get that question a lot. What does that sticker say?
Oh, shoot, I just sewed that on the wrong way.
That's from Beth from Goody Goods. Ooh, what the heck is going on right here? Those seams don't want to nest. Get on
Oh,
there.
I didn't sew it on the wrong way. Yay. Oh, no, I did. I sewed it on the wrong way. And I even sewed it on the wrong side.
What happened?
I sewed... I'm following the pictures to put this together instead of the instructions, and I sewed the piece on the wrong way.
Oh, that happens.
Yep.
Somebody mentioned that if you put the quilt pattern into EQ8, it can give you cutting instructions.
See, that's what I thought.
But it won't give you piecing instructions.
Oh, I know that. But
I don't trust those cutting instructions.
Oh, you don't trust the cutting instructions?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're off a little bit, so what I usually do is actually when I write a pattern, I even figure out the yardage on my own. I have EQ8 and I have Pre-Quilt and I have Illustrator, and those are the 3 software things that I will use to work on a quilt. But even with all of that, you're going to laugh at me, Mary, I have created a spreadsheet with formulas that does math for me, that tells me what to cut.
That's cool.
I've scripted my own, click here,
So you don't have an ultimate quilt reference manual. You have your own ultimate quilt reference
Yep,
manual.
I made my own. I was like, nope, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
We're done. Thank you. And it's even in the verbiage that I would want to put in my pattern, so I can just retype it, clean it up a little bit more, and then I can do the piecing instructions with the illustrations.
Okay.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to be like, that tracks. Becca created a spreadsheet. That tracks.
Bill is asking what I'm sewing on. I'm sewing on my Bernina. She wanted to know if I was sewing on Bubba. Do you want to tell them about Bubba?
Nope.
No? Okay. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Okay.
Bubba is in the corner, put up, because Mary's Bernina is sitting at that table.
Yep. So much more comfortable with my Bernina than I am with any other machine because I've used it for so long.
Isn't that funny? We were talking about that. She's got a what is it, a 440?
Yeah, it's a really old Bernina, Aurora 440 QE, Quilter's Edition, and I've had it since the early I think I got it in 2001 or 2002. I can't remember exactly when. And it just, I love the way it sounds. I love the way it sews.
It does sound nice. I will
Yeah.
say, like, it's got that. I'm really excited about the 301 because I think my Singer 301, I think Bella's going to have that same sound.
Oh, cool.
I just got to wait till tomorrow to find out.
Yeah. It'll come soon enough.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But it does sound really good. So the baby lock that normally sits over there is, or has been sitting over there when Mom was here, is put up and in Mom's traveling case, and it'll probably stay there for a little while. When Mary leaves, we'll be going to our Alabama retreat. And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to take Bella or Beulah. This is Beulah. Or Bella. We'll see. I'm not sure which machine is going to go with me, whether I'm going to take a Juki or the Singer. I think it's really going to... I think what's really going to determine that is whether or not I can sew on the Singer before I leave. Because if I can, and I'm comfortable with it, I may take the Singer just to have something fun to play on. But if I can't, I am very comfortable on the Juki, and so Bella may stay behind for another day, and I'll take the Juki instead.
Yeah. Have you decided if you're going to take the table or not with you to Alabama?
Well, I think I'm going to take the table no matter what, because
Okay.
from what I've heard, and I haven't really done anything on the Singer, but from what I've heard, this Singer does 1,600 stitches per minute, which is just a little bit faster than the Juki. So I feel like I could still end up with a because the tables down there are those card tables.
Oh, kind of like
Yeah, like what they had in Pennsylvania. Yeah. So I'm gonna take my Arrow Gidget 2 table. The difference is if I take the Juki, I have an acrylic surround.
Yeah.
So that the machine can sit down inside.
Yeah.
But if I take the Singer, it's going to have to sit on the tabletop.
Right.
Because I don't have that yet. And I also don't even have a bed extender, though I bet I could order one off of the Featherweight shop and have it here before we leave for Alabama.
Yeah. Do you think there would be room if I took my table with me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Totally do. I mean, if we can fit you, me, Mom, all of our luggage, all of our projects, and 3 sewing machines in my car,
I know.
then I think the 2 of us can fit our stuff plus your table.
Yeah.
I think we'll be good.
I know. We did good.
We
We
did.
still had room left over.
We did. I don't think we could have fit another butt.
No.
But we could have fit a few more bags.
Yep. We definitely couldn't fit another butt because we had a seat down.
Bill says, I don't think it's faster than the Juki. And he thinks I should take both so that I can get used to the Singer and go back and forth if I choose.
That's a good idea.
That's not a bad idea. That's true. Jamie says, but the Singer doesn't have the knee lifter or the thread cutter. It also doesn't have as big of a bobbin.
Yeah.
So it's really going to, I don't know that it's going to be like I think it's going to be more of just like a fun sew rather than like
Like one of those
It's not a
be a
production
project
machine. It's an experience. It's not going to be a production machine. Where in Alabama will you be going? Will you be visiting G's Bend? I don't know what G's Bend is.
Oh, G's Bend is they have it's about African American quilts.
Oh,
Yep.
yep. I don't know where that's at.
It's a
But-
whole. So the G's Bend, I think it's a museum or something like that. Or is it the? I don't know if it's a quilt shop or not. But I remember them talking about that when I was on a quilt bus trip.
But where in Alabama is it?
I don't know, because I've never looked it up.
Got it. Well, I'll be outside of Scottsville. I'll be
Scottsboro.
outside of Huntsville,
Huntsville.
about an hour away.
She'll be coming.
Danelle says,
around.
okay, I just got 2 layer cakes of batiks, one Mambo and one Chroma. Both are excellent collection lines.
Cool.
So this whole week, I have had some under the weatherness. I don't know. I had some digestive problems, some stomach problems, not like bathroom issues, but like some full-on stomach issues this week. I came home from work on Tuesday and I started feeling a little nauseous, but I had lost my appetite for food on Monday, and Sunday, I think, I had started getting the chills. So I don't know if I had something over the weekend that didn't sit well with my stomach, but I will tell you, like, I could not, I barely could stomach the idea of toast.
Ugh.
It was bad. It was bad. Nothing was happening. I just had no appetite, very nauseous feeling. And nothing was happening the other way either. So not trying to gross anyone out. Like nothing was happening other than just like, stomach hurts. So I woke up this morning and I think I'm on the mend because I was actually able to eat dinner, which was, you guys, flour tortilla chips that I made and guacamole that Mary made. And I'm literally salivating for more avocado.
It was pretty tasty.
Yeah, Karen says, sounds like mild food poisoning. I think that's what I was talking to Mary about. So last weekend when we took Mom back, we stopped in Natural Bridge. And that's where we dropped Mom off. My Aunt Pat picked her up, took her the other half of the way, and Mary and I went to the safari park, did the drive-through there to see all the fun animals, and then we went to lunch. And I won't mention where we went to lunch at because I don't want to give anybody a bad reputation. And I don't know if this is what did it. She got something that looked okay. I got something that sounded like it was going to be okay. It didn't look the best. It tasted okay, and I ate every bit of it because I was starving. And it was a salad. It was a taco salad, but without the beef. It was chicken. The avocado did not taste right. The chicken was a bit off, but it looked like it was cooked thoroughly, so I ate it. And everything was fine. Yeah, everything was fine. We even stopped for... Did we stop for ice cream? No, we didn't stop for ice cream on
No,
the way
we
home.
decided not to.
We decided not to stop for ice cream on the way home. But the next day, on Sunday, I took like 2 or 3 naps, didn't I?
Yes, you were asleep
was
most of the day on
tired.
Sunday.
I was tired. I was
Yep.
really tired. And there were a couple of times where I kept going, I feel like I'm cold. I was like, are you cold? Mary's like, no. I'm like, I need layers. I need layers. And then I started losing my appetite on Sunday. And then by Monday, I really had no appetite. And then it just kind of kicked into full swing on Tuesday. So I think it might have been mild food poisoning. But I think it's passed and I'm good to go now because the avocado today was delicious.
Yeah. Very good.
Yep.
Whoops. My scissors.
Oh no, Tracy said, I had my grandmother's Singer slant machine and loved it. I was at work one day and my precious husband sold it at a yard sale.
Oh,
no.
That's grounds for divorce.
Feel like every time I talked to Ian this week, I was in bed. There were a couple times where I was like listening to messages from Ian or Bill or
Somebody.
Tiffany or my mom, and I'm just like laying in bed, just like, oh, please, no, I don't want to leave this bed.
Yeah, and there was a couple of days that I didn't come up because I knew she wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. There was one night I was like, okay, Mary, I'm going to go okay, so the joke around this house is in the evening, if I decide I want to go rest my eyes, I tell people I'm going to go take a half an hour nap, and it usually happens around 5:30 or 6 o'clock if I'm going to do it, right? And so I'll be like, I'll be back in about a half an hour, and everybody laughs because usually, actually it's not 5:30 or 6 o'clock anymore. It's usually like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and it's on the days where I worked from home. So I'll go upstairs about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and then I come down about 6:30 or 7 from my 20-minute nap. But the one night what was it? Wednesday night, yeah. Wednesday night, I was like, Mary, I just can't sit here anymore. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to rest for 20 minutes, but I'll be back. And she was like, okay. I went upstairs, and 2 hours later, I was like, I'm sorry I didn't come back. I came back downstairs, and Jason was like, you just missed her. She just finally left. And I was like, it's not like I left her just sitting here staring at the wall. She was working on her own quilt project. So I didn't completely abandon her.
No.
And then last night, this one was funny. So I worked from home yesterday. The flu had me working from home most days this week, actually, or a stomach bug or whatever it is. So yesterday I got off work and I went upstairs, and it was like 4 o'clock on the dot. And I was like, babe, I'm going upstairs. I'm just going to lay down for a little bit. I'll be back. And I sincerely thought it was going to be like an hour. How about 8:30? 4.5 hours later, I come downstairs. He's nowhere to be found. The dude went fencing and then went to play games with the guys, and I had no clue that it was even a night to do that. So I'm sitting in here with Mary, and I was getting a little frustrated because he wasn't answering his phone. I was like, where is he? And then I got a hold of him, and he was hanging out with the guys. I was like, well, like as much as I don't want you to not be here, at the same time, I'm not feeling great. I'm not doing anything with you. You might as well enjoy your life.
Poor Jason.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah. I gotta keep her. I love her. Mary Rose Sprigg says, I have a Bernina 430 that I bought in 2000.
Oh, so the 440 came out like a couple of years later. So, yeah. And it was all the rage back then, the 440. Got to get a 440. So I went and traded my, I had a Janome. I think it was the one that I traded in was my Janome. And I haven't looked back because I love this machine.
She did. She bought a Juki. Sorry,
Yep.
She bought a Juki, a 2010, and she keeps talking about how she wants to use it. But every time she pulls that machine out, she's fiddling with knobs in the user manual, and she's getting nothing done. And so I think she had an epiphany.
Yeah.
When she came up this time, she left the Juki at home. She's like, I'm bringing my Bernina. And she's getting stuff done. I was like, listen, if that is the machine that you are comfortable on and you're going to knock stuff out, then use that.
Yep.
Don't let the influencer peer pressure tell you that you can only complete it if it's on a Juki.
A piece. Where is this piece?
The instructions probably didn't have you cut it.
No, that's not true because I remember making this piece.
Good night, Giovanna.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Where is the piece? It's got to be hiding here somewhere. Did the dogs take it?
Maybe.
Like,
Thank you, Danelle. She says, poor Jason. I'm glad you're feeling better, Becca. By the way, speaking of Danelle, she just reminded me to let well, she didn't tell me to say this, but seeing her in the chat reminded me to say this. Don't forget that if you guys have a channel that you want to promote, Exclamation Selfie is always available for you to have the chatbot drop your channel link in the live chat.
Did I already make this piece already? I must have. Can't find it.
Ooh, Bernina just released a straight stitch only machine that stitches faster than the Juki. It has a bigger bobbin and it sounds like a great machine, and I think it may come with its own table.
Oh
my gosh. Oh no.
No.
Mary's salivating over there.
I don't think I should do that. I have
If
a
you-
big trip next year.
If you upgrade your sewing machine, what would you get?
I would get
If money
another
was not an
Bernina.
object, what would you pick?
Another Bernina.
But which one?
The latest one that they have out.
But aren't there multiple? Don't they have?
They usually release like one every couple of years.
Oh, so they don't have multiple models. It's just.
Oh yeah, they do have multiple models, but each year they release a new one.
Did you sew two pieces together?
I don't think so. I'm missing a flying geese unit like this. I've only got 3 and I need 4.
Do you have enough scraps to cut another one?
I do, but I have to go downstairs to do it because
Oh no.
because it's down. All my stuff is downstairs. My scraps are. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing it. Oh, never mind. It's
She
here.
found
It's here.
it.
It's here. It's here.
Linda says, "Oh, are you talking about the Burnett 8.0?"
I thought that was a lightweight machine.
I thought so too,
Yeah.
because that's the one that they had at QuiltCon, and I think Mixed Domestic has been touting that now.
Yeah, because Burnett's have always been the lighter weight travel machines.
Susan Yearout says, I have, I think, a way to bring the sewing machine home in the plane next February when I fly to Arizona to visit and go to QuiltCon.
Cool.
I don't think I will be taking a sewing machine to QuiltCon in Phoenix anyway, but maybe I might take one in to Raleigh because
Yeah.
I'd be driving to Raleigh.
Yeah. If you were flying and wanted to take a sewing machine with you,
I would be taking the 301.
The 301, yep.
Absolutely.
Because it's lightweight,
And it would be in my carry-on.
right? And I would never check a sewing machine, ever, ever, ever. I would always take it as a carry-on.
Absolutely.
Yep. I've seen what they do with luggage, so.
I never invested in fancy luggage.
Yeah.
And then when Zoe was a baby, well, not a baby, but she had just turned 3, and I was going to take her for her 3rd birthday to Disney World with a couple friend of ours who had a timeshare at Disney Vacation Club. So they were going to let us stay in the 2nd bedroom with their 2 kids. And all I had to do was basically cover my portion of the food and my park tickets, and then of course transportation
Souvenirs
too.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yep.
Yeah. So it was a very affordable trip. Well, when I went, I didn't have, I was going to go by myself. Jason had to stay home. He couldn't get the time off work. So I was like, well, I just want everything to be in one suitcase, but I don't have a big enough suitcase. All I have are these carry-ons. So I went to Target and I bought a Target big suitcase, the biggest one I could get, big black soft cover suitcase, and it held everything that I needed for my 3-year-old plus me, everything. We were good, and we even had some room for souvenirs to come back. I get on the plane to go to Florida. I check the bag. I get off the plane. I pick it up from baggage claim, and one of the zippers is already broke.
Yep. Oh yeah. They
First flight And there was a little tear in one of the top layers of fabric. It didn't change the bag's integrity was still good.
Yep, but they toss those things around.
Oh.
And so I bought new luggage when I went to Hawaii on a cruise. And I had to fly to Honolulu, and by the time my luggage got to Honolulu, it looked like it had been in a war.
Angela Christine says, I'm looking at a 2010, but someone told me to look at the TL15 because it's better. So you have the 2010, the TL15, and the TL18. They are the same machine, honestly. With the TL15, it's pretty much the 2010. With the TL18, it's the 2010 with a couple of different added benefits. One of them is the presser bar micro lifter, and the light here is multi-level, so low, medium, high, off. And then this piece right here is all one piece, so if you strip a screw, you can just pull that out, and this holds your thread guide or whatever. That's the only real difference other than the cosmetic blue plate on there from the 2010, but it is double the price from the 2010. Now, what you will get with the TL18 and the TL15 are additional feet that would not have come with the 2010.
I hear a dog barking.
Will you go check and see if mine are okay?
Yeah, I will.
I think they're in the kennel. So
I'm going to
they should be
grab
fine.
a soda too. Do you need anything?
No, thank you for asking, though.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
I'll leave this here.
Just released at Bernina University. It's a metal machine. It's marked as Burnett, but sounded heavy duty. Lisa Bonjean's son, Stitch Brothers, were sharing all of the info about it on Thursday. Very cool. Oh, by the way, I did get a text message from Ian. I forgot to read this out loud for everyone. He is going to take the time slot the next 2 Fridays. And so you guys can just hop over to his channel, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and then you can hit the little notify button on the live streams. He'll probably have those scheduled pretty quickly, and then we'll have a party over there. And I'll be in the chat on those nights. I just won't be on the live stream. Ooh. Loretta says, for luggage, get a luggage strap to hold it together and a luggage sleeve to cover it. Get bright colors to make it easier to find. That's a great idea. Bill's saying, yay, do gravity. I think he's trying to get all of his projects wrapped up, so that might be a contender for him. Flying geese, flying geese. I'm getting a little warm. Oh, man. I love this color. It's delicious. I'm turning the air down a little bit. I don't know why it does this. When I'm recording, I don't get hot like this. But when I'm live streaming, girl, please. Oh, now I can feel it. I think it's because I'm moving faster and I've got my energy turned up. Oh, I can feel the cold air coming at me now. I was literally sitting over here going, I'm sweating.
Want your fan on?
No, I just fixed the air conditioner.
Gotcha.
I just directed the air to point towards me.
Gotcha.
Oh, now they want out.
Now they're barking.
Just shut the other door to the
Okay.
washroom. You got to shut both doors. They'll settle down in a minute. They saw you walk through and they're like, oh, wait, you forgot me.
Yeah, my two acted like they wanted to come upstairs. I left them downstairs.
Well, I'll cuddle with them after the live stream is over. We'll turn up when I turn the live stream over. I'm going to go finish watching my docu-series, mini-series. I'll do it in the front room on the big screen, and I'll cuddle with the puppies.
Aw. Oh, man.
Hello, Jewel. Welcome to the live stream.
Are you excited for the retreat tomorrow? The VIP retreat?
Yeah, kind of. But
Yeah.
I think what I'm most excited for tomorrow is sewing on the Singer.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
I can't wait for that power cord to get here.
Yep.
And I'm out of bobbin. So this week, was it this week? No, it was last week. I'm not out of bobbin. Whatever. I bought a bread machine. Oh, that's weird. It's not coming out. I bought a bread machine, and my daughter has been, oh my gosh, she's been in love with the bread. I've been making a 2-pound loaf of bread every few days, and everybody in the house is just gobbling this up. I think this one was just wound wonky because it's not coming through. It was working, and then it quit. You ever get bobbins where you're like, okay, I must have messed up winding that. Somehow I failed the bobbin winding 101 course. And the best thing to fix is that Bill Imhoff said, wait, docu-series? What? Docu-series. Okay. We're not gonna comment on I will tell you, but I will have no comment as to my political affiliation
There you go.
or stance because we're keeping politics off of the live stream. But I did watch, the first one that I watched was it was kind of like a docuseries into the 2016 election. And that's kind of all I'll say about that. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you who I'm pro and who I'm anti. But the second one that I watched is about the Lewinsky and Clinton affair from the night, and I'm still watching it. It's like a 10-part series. What was it called? Impeachment, American
Impeachment, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, apparently this was on TV a while ago, and I missed it. Man, that just looks horrible. Because I don't have TV. So it's fine. It's on Hulu now, so I'm watching it.
It was a good series. It was very well written, and Monica Lewinsky was she was an executive producer, I believe, on that series as well.
The dogs are still barking. That one's Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. It was on
Oh, hold
TV
on.
that
Do
I
you
was
hear it?
hearing
Do
them
you hear it?
before. Yeah, I heard them.
No, did you hear the bang bang?
No.
Zoe must have come downstairs. Don't go back out there. You're just going to
Okay.
get them wound back up.
Okay.
You're fine.
All right.
They're safe in their kennels. They will be fine for another hour or so, and then they will have more love. These dogs get attention.
All the time.
They are fine. It's not stitching again. Doggone. See? Hey, Sean. American impeachment sounds delicious.
Yes.
That's what Bill said.
Yep. It was fun. It's a fun series.
What is going on with the bobbin? I think the bobbin got a little too tight because it's not letting any of the thread go. So we'll just like, that's way too tight. It's not doing anything. Just adjust the tension a hair. Oh boy.
Okay, these go this way.
Oh, too loose. Perfect. Perfect. I don't know why that happens.
Okay, J.
This week we watched a couple of musicals on Sunday when we were in here sewing. I took a nap during one of them. Probably during actually during a few
all
of them.
of them.
We put in Sound of Music. I slept. I watched the first half an hour and then went upstairs and took a nap.
She came back and she goes, "Oh, they're married now." So, yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, you missed the whole thing." I was like, well, when I left, she was just tired.
She was gone a long time.
It was gone a long time. And then we did, what else did we? We
watched
did
The Grease.
The Grease. I did
I
set
mean,
up
Grease.
for all of Grease. I did set up for all of Grease.
But I think you were in the living room with Jason for part of it.
Yeah, I have a tendency to just be like, okay, I'm going to go sit out with Jason for a little while. I'll walk out of the room.
And then we watched Dirty Dancing. And you left for that
I
one.
left for Dirty Dancing. I was like, okay, you got this. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
I've seen this enough. I've seen this enough. I think on the plate for this weekend on Sunday, what is our movie marathon going to be?
I don't know.
I think maybe fried green tomatoes should be on that list.
I've watched the fried green tomatoes, yep. And, Steel Magnolias.
Oh, Steel Magnolias.
Have you seen Stepmom?
Uh-huh.
You have? Okay.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite movies, too.
I've also seen Monster-in-Law,
Makes
which
me
is not
cry,
as old.
but I love it. Always makes me cry. This one goes this way. And then I need this one to be this way. Okay. All right. Tomorrow I'm going to go visit my sister, who I haven't seen since I moved away.
Are you excited to spend some time with her?
Yeah, because I haven't seen her for a while. And she was so funny the other night. She called me by FaceTime and had the dog on. Hey, Zoe.
What's up, Zoe? Shut the door. Why? Because I don't want to make the doggies want to come in here. I know they're in the kennel. Do you want to say hi to the world? No. You just did.
She just wanted to come
visit. They can't see you, but they heard you.
I didn't say the word, so.
Did you enjoy your bread?
I know.
I
Cheez-Its
love
are
Cheez-Its.
No, well, throw them at Mary. Let her have them. Cheez-Its.
Those are like my favorite go-to snack. Thank you. Thank you, Zoe.
We keep a basket on the shelf that has different
Snacks.
junk foods and snacks and stuff in there, and it's usually a variety of things. At retreat, the retreat we went to in Pennsylvania, one of the ladies there gave us a little snack baggie that had all sorts of things in there. And one of them was a little bag of Cheez-Its. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want Cheez-Its. And Mary was like, I love Cheez-Its. I was like, here you go. Mom
I
didn't
had
like hers
multiple
either.
people give me those Cheez-Its.
Yeah. Yep. I do like the white ones. I don't like the orange
The
ones.
white cheddar ones.
Yeah, I like the white ones. I also don't like goldfish.
I love goldfish too.
Yeah, see?
But I like the ones that are extra crunchy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, those are really good.
I like the pretzel ones if I'm going to eat them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, I started to talk about, I bought a bread machine. And Zoe's a picky eater, but she tries to try new things. She's got a texture aversion. It's a sensory thing. But she tries to try new things. She just has a hard time getting past the texture of the food sometimes. So I made bread and I put the loaf into the microwave on a plate because I don't have a bread box. And the next morning I come downstairs. Zoe had already been up and had already made herself breakfast with the bread. And she was literally just, it looked like she had gone to the microwave and took her hand and just pulled a chunk of the bread out of the loaf and was just like holding it up to her face and eating it. And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I like your bread. I was like, okay. So that's been the go-to. And then tonight for dinner, Mary and I had tortilla chips and guacamole. And so we bought soft taco tortillas, but we didn't get the ones that were already cooked. They were the ones that you had to like warm up on a hot surface for 60 seconds and let them bubble up, which actually were delicious. And so I pulled that pack out and I put a couple on a skillet, dry skillet, just to let them heat up and bubble up, and then I deep fried them to make them crispy.
They were good.
Yeah, they were good. But while I was in the in-between phase, while they were cooling on the plate, waiting for me to be able to cut them up and put them in the oil after it warmed up, Zoe walked in the kitchen. I was like, do you want to try a tortilla? She was like, no, I'm good. I'm full from dinner. I was like, okay. And then she was like, but I'll try it. And she takes a piece and puts it in her mouth and goes, this is good. I like it. And then tells me, you make good bread. I took it. I was like, fine, I'll take that. Not a problem. I'm no shame in my game.
You found your niche.
I found my niche. I make good bread. Let me just tell you that the bread recipe is not mine, and the bread machine did all the work. And the tortillas I bought off of the shelf and just warmed them up to cook them. None of this is my recipe. I did none of the work. But I'll take it.
Oh, but I was telling you about my sister and the dog, Evan. She called me on the other night on FaceTime, and I opened up FaceTime, and who's on the FaceTime but her dog Finn.
Oh boy.
And he recognized my voice, and his little head was cocking from side to side because he knew who I was, and I was like his favorite person when we lived together in the house. So I told her I would bring my dogs and come visit Finn and her.
I don't know if Bella and Chewy are going to love that for you.
I know they don't really care about Finn, but my sister loves to see Bella and Chewy,
fine.
so
It'll be fine.
yeah.
They'll sit on your lap.
Yeah.
You'll visit for a little while.
They'll be fine.
The real question, Mary, is are you going to stop at Rocky Point Creamery for ice cream on the way back?
I didn't think about that, but I also thought about, you know what I was thinking about is
What?
The Scrappy Apple.
Ooh, because that's out in Winchester. Man, can I go with you to visit your sister?
Yes, you can.
I want to go to the Scrappy Apple.
Oh, you can come with
And
me.
get ice cream. I can't. No, because I got the retreat. I can't go.
Oh, that's right. Shoot.
I can't go.
Well, when are you leaving to go to your mom's? Is it on Thursday?
Thursday.
Oh, I was going to say, because Thursday's a
it's
holiday
fine.
for me.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, well. I tried. Next visit.
Next visit. I spent enough money last weekend at the quilt shops. I don't need to be buying any more fabric. I need to use what I bought.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, because I wasn't planning to buy as much as I did last weekend. I ended up spending more.
Janine said, my bread machine went to retreat. It made 8 loaves of honey bread. And then it went home from retreat with Janine, and a whole bunch of women went out and bought a bread machine and have been duplicating the recipe for the past 2 weeks. And it's been a hit in all of our homes, Janine, just so you know.
Yep. And Janine, I forgot to take a picture of the sheet with all the people's information on, because I wanted to write thank you notes to everybody.
I've got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Don't let me forget.
Okie dokie.
I owe Ian a thank you note, and I owe everybody at the retreat a thank you note.
Oh, do you have that? Well, it's downstairs. We're not going to worry about it. I was going to say, do you want to show them the quilt?
Oh, I can go get it. I don't mind.
No, don't worry about that. It's a lot.
I've snuggled with it a couple of times since I got it.
Tana popped into the chat and said, yes, it did, and I ate tons of bread. Yes, she did. It was good. Like, every day people were like, are you making more bread today, Janine?
That was like the hit of the retreat.
She was like, so she made like the first loaf, and she bought enough bread flour to do that. And then after that one was done, people are like, are you going to do that again? She's like, well, I got to get more bread flour.
People volunteered to go out and get it, too.
It felt like people were going to Walmart every day to get bread flour. There may have been days where that's all we ate was bread.
That was my breakfast because I didn't buy any breakfast food while I was there.
I did my yogurt thing for breakfast. Did? Yeah, every morning I had a yogurt with a granola bar.
Oh, well, that's better. That's better for you, less carbs.
Mm-hmm. Suzanne's asking, did I finish the panda quilt yet? No.
No, and we were going to work on it, and we haven't done that.
We're going to take it to Alabama with us.
We'll do that.
And we're going to work on it together. So I wanted to finish it when Mary was with me because I want her to decide on the layout and the size. I will gladly sew the whole thing together, but it's going to be her quilt on her bed, and she has a specific vision in mind, and I don't want to fluff that up. So, and it's honestly causing me stress to do that. So I will.
Plus, we need a place to lay it out.
Yep.
And we don't exactly have. Well, we could lay it out here on the floor, but even then, the floor is going to be too small for that quilt. So.
Yep.
But that's the reason why she hasn't. One of the reasons she hasn't finished it. So.
Yep. But it will be finished next month, and so when I come back from retreat, I promise to show you pictures of, well, if it's finished, I promise to show you pictures. But
and to be honest, it's not a rush thing anyway. So
I know, but I would like to get it off of my list.
I know, I hear you. I hear you. Why is this? Okay. All right, so this piece goes here. Sorry. All right.
Oh boy.
But between work and other stuff that we have going on, it's really hard to try and plan things like that too. I have a few things that I need to get done before I leave here too. Mm-hmm. Things that I promised her I would do. So
we need to hang up those quilt hangers.
That's what I'm thinking about.
I have 2 quilt hangers, nice ones. They're wooden that have the clamps on them, and I want to hang them up.
She got them from Edie Crest.
Edie Crest in Canada. Got them at QuiltCon.
Yep.
Shelley says the novelty eventually does wear off for your bread machine. We don't overeat bread anymore. I buy bread flour from a restaurant supply in 50-pound bags.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I figure it will eventually, the novelty will wear off. That's why, so the bread machine that Janine has, and is the one that she recommended because she's done her research, it was a bit pricey and it was honestly outside of my budget. But I wanted a bread machine and I didn't have one. So I bought the Hamilton Beach 2-pound model on Amazon for like $70. I got that one instead. And that's been doing the trick just fine. I told myself if I stick with it and I like doing this and I want to make more bread recipes and I'm doing it for a while, I will ask for an expensive, nice one like what Janine has for Christmas or birthdays. But right now that one's meeting our needs. So I didn't need to spend the tons of money on the expensive one. Would it have done a better job? I'm sure. But I figured out how to make the one I have work.
Because the first 2 batches that she made, the first one wasn't quite right.
I think I overfloured the first one.
Yep, she overfloured the first one. And the second one, it tasted great, but it exploded through the top of the bread machine.
I over-yeasted. Yeah.
But it was good, though. It was like the best.
So I had to find what worked for me. I upped the amount of butter that I put in it from the 2.5 tablespoons to 1/4 of a cup. And then also for the honey, it asks for, I think it calls for 4 tablespoons of
Yep.
honey in the recipe, but 4 tablespoons is 1/4 of a cup. And so I just cut out the middleman and I measured 1/4 cup of honey for the liquid. And I put that in.
All right, I am missing a piece. I am missing a piece. Let me make sure it's not here somewhere. I may have to cut another piece.
Oh. I think somebody was asking something about the measurements for the star blocks that I'm making. These are going to be, I think, 6.5 inches when they're all squared up. And all of the instructions for this will be in the pattern that I'll be dropping in just a couple of weeks. Hopefully. Knock on wood.
Okay, so that one. All right, let me just check these off. I may have sewed too many of them. Oh, here it is. I got it. Never mind. I found it.
Hello, Day.
All right. So this one goes on this side. Okay. All right. It's like I knew I cut all those pieces.
Oh no! Mama J Enterprises says, I have been here all along, but I am just dealing with an angry hubby. He went to Wally World, but forgot his wallet, and somehow that's my fault. LOL.
Oh dear.
Been there, done that.
Not your fault.
My husband, I don't know if this is just a guy thing or if anybody else can relate, but anytime something doesn't go exactly the way my husband would expect it to go, he lumps it into the category of it never goes right.
No, that's a guy thing. My husband was the same way.
A couple, we'd been married for 12 years at this point. 12, 13 years at this point. And I said, hey, babe, I have a prescription in at the pharmacy. Could you pick it up while you're out? And he said, okay. And so he goes out and he's to pick up the prescription. He goes to the pharmacy, pulls through the drive-through, and the pharmacist tried to charge him like $200 for the prescription.
Oh no.
It was an antacid that the doctor wanted me to try a few years ago. I was having some digestive issues. And so I was like, he got up to the window. He was like, it's $200. And he was like, no thanks. And he came home because he was like, maybe they don't have the insurance or something on there. So he came home and told me. And I was like, no, something's wrong. Don't get it. We won't get it filled. Let's work this out. So I took care of everything. But ever since then, every time I ask him to go to the pharmacy to pick up a prescription, he says, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be right. It's going to be messed up. It never works. And I'm like, one time they didn't have my insurance on file because we had just moved. One time.
Oh, I sewed it on the wrong side. Did I?
One time in his world always turns into never or always. Joe Robinson says, I have to use the bread maker to make some cinnamon raisin bread. Absolutely.
Ooh.
All right, so there are my 4 stars that I built out tonight. Not too bad. I like that they're all kind of one color. So we'll see what happens. And then these are the other fabrics. These are going to make a slightly bigger star, and the block's going to be much bigger. So I'll just kind of leaf through them so you can ooh and ah over the fabric with me.
This is on the wrong side. I'm having a hard time with this tonight.
Oh no.
I'm getting there, but I keep finding places where I sewed the wrong pieces together. It's all good. Just as long as I have time to quilt it.
This one's probably my favorite print.
Which one?
Oh, this one.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
There we go. Oh boy. I think somebody had asked if my cup was a Buc-ee's cup. Yes, yes, it was.
Did you bought that when we went to Atlanta, the one near Atlanta?
Yeah, this is the one that I bought in Pigeon Forge.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know they
Outside of
had
Pigeon
one.
Forge. Remember, we went together.
Oh, that's.
On our way to QuiltCon
I
Atlanta.
kept thinking. I was thinking that it was closer to Georgia. It's in Conyers, Georgia, I believe.
Well, there is one in Georgia, but that
Yeah.
one's in Tennessee.
Gotcha.
Donnell's asking, would I call this color aqua or blue or teal? I think I would call this aqua.
I would too. It's not a teal. It's more a blue. A
I
bluer.
think this one I would be more blue or teal.
It's an aqua.
No, the one on the bottom.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's a teal. Ooh, those are pretty fabrics. Oh my gosh.
She's sitting over here talking about all the colors
Oh
and wasn't even looking at the blocks. She was making uninformed decisions.
Oh. I saw. Oh, I love this.
You kill me. It's so funny. That's so funny. Mama J Enterprises is asking, I love all of those. Are they from yardage or pre-cuts? I used a pre-cut. So the pattern that I am making will use yardage for your background and an accent. So you'll need 2 fabrics plus a layer cake. And all the details will be in the pattern when I drop it. What else do we have going on in the chat? And you know what else we haven't done in a while is take a look at the Facebook group to see what people have been doing.
No, we
so if you do
haven't.
exclamation, here, I'll show you Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's. If you do exclamation Facebook in the live chat, it'll drop a link to the Facebook group and we'll hop over there and see what you guys have been working on the past few weeks. Shelly Clark says, did you know that you can get cinnamon nuggets like chocolate chips, only butter, sugar, and cinnamon on Amazon? Fold them into your bread dough for baking, just like cinnamon bread at Great Harvest. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that. May have to try that. Janine says, "Oh joy, we got Mary giggling." Her laugh is contagious. I think that's one of the things that we got from at retreat. We heard a lot. Mary's laugh is just it's just contagious.
So long, farewell.
Off leaders and goodbye. So there was a room at retreat that had 6 twin beds in it and an attached bathroom and a little sitting area and a vanity and whatever. It was the biggest room that had lots of. It was the biggest room that held the most number of people. And it happened to be directly above the sewing room at the retreat center. And so Mary was in that room with a bunch of other folks. And all of these ladies that were in that room named themselves the Von Trapp family. Which I didn't know because I had never seen Sound of Music.
Until Sunday.
Until Sunday.
And she still hasn't seen it.
No, because I slept through it. But they came downstairs and they kept talking about the Von Trapp room, the Von Trapp room, they loved it. And then one night they just started singing the songs from Sound of Music. And I was like, what are you doing? They're like, we're the Von Trapp family. I was like, what is the Von Trapp family? And why are you singing those songs? I know those songs, but I don't understand the correlation.
Now she does.
Somebody's asking, Is Bucky's the petrol station? Yes, it is
Yeah.
a gas station on steroids. Also, I've got a few people that are in the chat that missed the beginning, so let me introduce you to Bella. This is my Singer 301. She will be my travel machine. So when I go on retreats or go to classes, this is what I will be sewing on. And we'll be pulling her out occasionally to sew on her here. I wanted to actually sew on her tonight. However, I lost the power cord. So I have
It's
a
in this
replacement
room
coming.
somewhere.
It'll be here. It probably is.
Yep.
But you know the old adage is buy the new one so the other one can be found.
Of course.
So the new power cord will be here tomorrow, and I even bought a couple of extra bobbins, and I can't wait to see how she sews. We'll be on the VIP Zoom this weekend, and so I plan to have her out and put her through her paces while I'm on Zoom. So if any of the VIP folks want to hear her in action tomorrow. Oh, Janine says, whoa, I love the red. Thank you.
Fire engine red. Mm-hmm. Very beautiful.
All right. Let's hop over to the Facebook group.
The Facebook group.
Facebook. So long.
Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Oh my
Adieu,
gosh.
Adieu. To you and you and you.
That's the only part I remember.
Dum, dum.
Oh my gosh. All right. Sorry. Go on. All right. Wait, let's see, what is this member recorded?
And I know every song,
Yeah.
the words to every song in The Sound of Music. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
All right. Let's see what we got. Danelle Stevens says she completed this the other night. It's a Kawandi, which means quilt. It's a small one, but I want to do another one that's large. Meg Casaboon says we are at the Trapp Family Lodge right now. Ooh, Kelly. Kelly Moiter says I made 6 of these pouches while listening to you tonight. Thank you for a fun tutorial.
Aw.
Those are the little zipper pouches that I dropped the video for last week. Oh, wow. Shannon says, I just put the finishing touches on this quilt for my future daughter-in-law. I gave her the top minus the border at her shower last weekend. It is a farmhouse garden from Sherry McConnell's book, Labor of Love.
Aw.
The fabric is Urban Farmhouse Gatherings 2. Off to the long armor she goes. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's just 9 patches put on point, right?
Yeah.
Really pretty. Donna Strunt says, thankful for our retreat and the friendships made. Love to all. So this is her smiley face quilt that she finished during the retreat last week. Or a couple weekends ago, I guess. Holly says that here's my current work in progress. I am going for a brick wall type of look. We'll be adding the mortar in this weekend sewing. The picture is only half the quilt. The second half is all the same pieces. Oh, Terry says she finished restoring and repainting a Singer featherweight from 1941. She's a little bit proud of this one. She named her Scarlett O'Hara. Learning a lot as I go. Thank you for letting me share. She painted it like the same red that I got on Bella. I love it. So pretty. I can't wait to hear how she stitches. I'm so excited. Oh, good grief.
What?
I don't. Is this it's just a picture?
Oh.
No, it's a video. Okay, I'm not going to play the video for you, but y'all can go in the Facebook group and watch the video yourself. Day says, while in Kentucky, I completed 6 flimsies and made a rope bowl.
I finished my Among the Stars Again quilt.
You did. You
and
sure did.
my Village Green Puzzle Mystery quilt.
Pooja says, I'm working on this one tonight, hoping to get this done in the next couple of days. Love it. Janine, I recognize that panel. Janine says, I put this together today. It's the panel I won at retreat. We had so much fun playing the panel swap game. So we play a version of White Elephant that uses only panels, and they're folded up, so they're not wrapped. But it's the same rules as White Elephant. And that's that game where you kind of go around the room and everybody takes a turn picking or stealing a prize. That panel is the one that I brought. And I got it off the clearance shelf for like 40% off. Because I don't have panels. So I was like, well, I don't have any panels and I got to buy 2. So I went to the clearance shelf. Oh.
Did she make a quilt with it?
She did, yeah.
Oh,
it's in the
cool.
Facebook group.
I have to check it out.
Lori Fayer says, renovations are finally done. Yippee. I am doing the seated happy dance.
The seated happy dance?
Mm-hmm. Susan Yearout says, I was inspired by Tiffany's panel and layer cake project. I have been doing my own, and I'm also working on Elizabeth Hartman's legendary quilt. Oh, we got some beautiful hearts. Anna Hendrick. I haven't felt creative in a long time. This felt good, y'all. Hang in there. When you lose your sojo, it does eventually come back.
Oh, we had a couple of people at the retreat week before last that had lost their sojo, and they got it back at retreat too.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Roberta is working on some fun things. Looks like the start of a Bargello quilt up on her design wall.
Cool.
Anthea, those are beautiful. She's got black squares. Her progress on her blocks from the Carol Doak retreat. She's got some beautiful star blocks with a black background.
Carol Doak specializes in
FPP.
paper piece.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
paper piece, yep.
Yep. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Ooh, pretty. Finished the Travel Essentials bag by Annie this week.
Ooh. That's something else I want to get into too. Is I have a lot of the Bianni patterns, and I want to do some of her projects.
I need to take a Bianni class. I am not the type of person that wants my pattern to be lots of words.
Yeah.
And I don't want big pictures. I want zoomed in, close up, like kindergarten friendly patterns. That's what I want. And that's what I try to write. Like, I really try to pride myself in doing that because I don't want you to have to think. I just want you to do what it says.
And I've gotten a new appreciation for your pattern writing skills
you.
after doing this pattern.
Kelly Moiter said she finished her July wall hanging this week. Very pretty colors. Alexandra Burns says she's not sewing. She's knitting and crocheting a couple of baby blankets. Anne-Marie Mikowski says this is the Pioneer Woman fabric. Oh gosh, here comes Mary.
I love Pioneer
Push me out of the way. It started out as a table runner and grew and grew and grew.
My whole kitchen is Pioneer Woman.
Well, there's a quilt that's made out of Pioneer Woman just for you. But
I don't know that I would want to
So the
quilt them.
Bianni patterns, what I struggle with is the bags are beautiful and they're professional and I want to make them. But I need to see somebody do it so that the pattern will make sense. Fortunately, they do have a coupon code, I think, in most of their patterns that you can use to get an additional percentage off of a tutorial video that they sell. But I think, like, I'm kind of like, well, if I'm going to pay the money for the pattern, and now I got to pay more money for the tutorial, and granted, I don't know how much the tutorial is.
It's $5.
Is it?
It's only $5
off.
I think it's $5.
I think the coupon's $5 off.
Oh, well, let me check. I can check.
But either way,
Yeah.
I don't know how much they are. So in my head, I'm kind of like, oh, it's going to be like a $20 investment. And if that's the case, I want to just take the class.
I hear you.
But if it's $5, that's fine.
I think
And
it's...
I know Okla Roots, like Jess makes a lot of her bags, and there's a lot of content creators out there that actually do make the Bianni bags. So maybe I could just look them up there. I like watching Jess make bags. They make sense to me when I see her do it. And so does
Oh, they're $10. They're $9.95. The ad.
but
They're
that's
called
not
ad.
bad.
They're add-on videos. You get them.
But you get a coupon in the pattern, so even
Yep.
$5 would be
Yep.
fine. Yeah, the email for the Zoom didn't go out yet. It'll go out tomorrow. Marnie Holton says, my recent finish, this is the Labyrinth quilt. Okay. Lori says the tutorial is $5 and the coupon is $5 off.
It says $9.95 on their site. Yeah.
So Terry says when patterns are too wordy and 74 pages long, I cannot.
Oh yeah, her patterns are like that. They are wordy and they are multiple page patterns.
This is from Jody Smith. She says, this is a wall hanging I made. Definitely not perfect. And the video is very dark, but it was from Tilda Winter Wonderland quilt. And they were actually goats, but I turned them into Rudolph. Let's see what she's got.
She turned them into zebras.
Oh, I love it. So she did a Tilda Winter Wonderland quilt using the Tilda Winter Wonderland pattern. And it was making a goat, but she turned the goat into Rudolph.
Oh,
It's so cute. I love it. That's nice. Yeah, So Sweetness does a wonderful job with her videos.
yeah.
She absolutely does. So, 9:35. Now what?
I got to go to the Quilt Guild meeting with Becca on Monday, and we got to see Aaron Grogan's trunk show, which was really cool.
So the guild that this is hilarious. So the guild that I belong to, I don't ever go to the meetings because I don't have time. But I like to be affiliated with the guild so that if I have time to go to a meeting, I can. They do have a Zoom option now, so maybe I can start to do the Zoom ones. But also they do lots of other really cool activities that I just want the option to be able to attend if I ever want to do it. And then, of course, they do a quilt show every year. I would love to give time to the guild to help them do all the fun things, but I don't have time to give at this point in my life. So, it's just where I am. But I got a call from Erin from Love So Modern, Erin Grogan. She lives probably about 20 minutes or so from me. And she said, hey, are you going to be at Quilt Guild meeting on Monday? And this was a few weeks ago. And I was like, I don't think so. And she was like, well, you need to be there on Monday, June, blah, 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 blah. You need to go to the June meeting. And I was like, okay. She was like, they called me and asked me last minute if I could come do a trunk show. And I told them yes, only because you were a member of the guild. I was like, okay.
I didn't know that.
She was like, it was so short notice. She was like, I figure at least I get to see you.
Aww.
So I was like, okay, I will go. And I show up. I took Mary as a guest. We go in. We go to the quilt show. We walk in. We get there early. I'm talking to Erin for a little while. And I was like, well, do you have anybody helping to hold your quilts? I was like, last time I showed up at a quilt show, you put me to work. Because it was at the expo. And she did a little demo on the stage at the quilt expo of her quilts. And then also there was a little bit of downtime that she had a booth at the quilt expo. And she needed someone to watch her booth for a little bit. And so I kind of helped out, and I really liked being able to do that for her. And she was like, maybe I will put you to work. And I was like, okay. So Mary and I both had the pleasure of displaying all of her quilts that she did her hour-long trunk show on. And by the end of that trunk show, my poor arms was tired. They were tired.
And we were sweating.
I was like, oh, it's hot in here. But we were good friends because we did the break in between the trunk show and when the rest of the meeting happened. And she went over to her little pop-up shop to help sell some of her patterns and things that she brought. And so while people are asking questions and talking to her, we folded up and packed up all of her quilts and then took them out to the car and put them in her car for her. Good friends.
So all she had to do was just walk out
That's right.
and go.
That's right.
Well, she still had her pop-up shop, but that was very minimal.
But that was really, she just had patterns that was on like a
board.
Board, so it was fine. But I felt really cool. But the thing that was funny is Erin does big stitch quilting, and she was talking about that in her trunk show. And so she has a couple of quilts where the big stitch quilting is just on display in the quilt, and people wanted to know what this was. And so if you don't know what it is, it's basically hand quilting. Hand quilting. It goes through all the layers. The stitches are big. They're about a half inch or so bigger. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but it's done with a size 8 wonder. She uses pearl cotton, size 8, but you could also do it with 12 weight thread. So she does, or you could do it with embroidery floss too if you wanted to, but she uses pearl cotton. And so people wanted to come up and see the stitching. So they kept coming up and they were asking, they're like, where's this stitching at? And so we showed them, and all these quilters were like picking it up to examine the back to make sure that the stitch went all the way through on the back. And they're asking lots of questions. And one lady who I recognized as the president from the last time I went to a meeting, which is about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, she is no longer the president, came over, and I think she recognized me but didn't know. And so she was, it seemed like she was tiptoeing around a discussion about me. She was like, so when's your curved patterns coming out? Because that's what Erin does. She does curved piecing, lots of curved piecing. I was like, oh no, straight lines for me. Straight lines for me. But I think she thought I was Erin's employee, which is fine. I didn't change that perspective. I didn't correct her. I was just like, okay, but you could see the wheels turning. And then another lady came up who I did not recognize at all. And she was like, it was so kind of you to come out and give up your night to help Erin with her trunk show. Da, 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 da. She's like, do you travel with her often? Or do you go to all of her classes with her? I was like, and at this point I was like, no. I had to explain that she was just a friend. And so after she went on for a while, I was like, I'm actually a member of the guild. She's just my friend. And she was like, oh, I've never seen you. I was like, because I don't come to the meetings.
If it weren't for Erin, you wouldn't have been there.
I was like, you have Erin to thank for me being here tonight. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny. Oh, man. Oh, man.
And then we stopped and got us a peach shake.
Oh, we did. And that was the last thing I was able to have.
Yeah.
And even when I got that, I was like, I don't want this. But
It fills you up fast, too.
it does. But peach milkshakes are a weakness for me. I love all things peach.
Yep, me too.
Oh,
Peach and cherry. Those are my favorites.
oh, and you know the Chick-fil-A has peppermint chocolate chip milkshake at Christmas. I love that one too.
Yeah, I don't like peppermint in my chocolate.
You don't like peppermint.
I don't like peppermint.
Mom
period.
doesn't like peppermint either.
I will eat spearmint.
Yep,
But
Mom's the
I
same.
don't like peppermint is too strong.
Yep, Mom doesn't like peppermint, but she'll eat spearmint.
Yep.
All right, what do we have going on in the chat? I am so happy Mary is visiting. It is really nice to hear her voice. Mary.
I am here. Thank you
Hi,
very
she's
much.
here, and now she's gone. You might not hear from her for a while.
I have another week,
Yep, she has
and then
another
I
week.
will be heading back home. And then I have 3 days at home, and I will be heading to Alabama.
But I'll get to see her house.
Yeah,
Because when
'cause
we go to
she's-
Alabama,
Yep.
instead of both of us driving to Alabama, I'm driving to her house in South Carolina, which is a little bit out of the way because you're doing like this instead of like this.
Yeah.
But it'll allow me to have a place to sleep over, to stop. Mary and I will share a bed because why not? Or not. Or we'll sleep on the floor and be
Yeah.
fine, whatever. So I will stay over at Mary's house, and then we'll load up my car, and we're going to go to the retreat in Alabama, which is a few hours away from her house. And we'll be there for about a week, and then we'll come back, and I'll stay a night with her, and then I'll come back home.
Yep.
So I'm going to miss, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, the next 2 Fridays I'm going to miss, but Ian will be live on his channel next Friday because I'll be celebrating my mom's 70th birthday with her, and the Friday after because I'll be at retreat.
I'm excited for you to come see my house.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have I'm just excited for all of it. I'm
Yeah.
excited for all of it.
Yep.
I'm excited for all of it. Linda Gillespie says, love machining down my binding, then hand stitching it down. One of my favorite parts of quilting.
That's I like the machine quilt machine sew on my binding and then hand tack it down.
Yeah, Mary and I I think I do a decent job of tacking it down to the front and getting the distance, the size right, so that when you wrap it around to the back, it's balanced. And she likes to hand sew the binding. So there's been, even for a couple of her quilts, she'd be like, listen, I will hand sew your binding to the back if you machine stitch the binding to the front for me. I'm like, got it, done.
I don't mind machine sewing it down to the front myself, but I welcome anybody else that would like to do that part. Because my favorite part is the hand sewing it down to the back.
People are asking, do you have a linked address where we can send birthday cards for your mom?
Aw.
I will put it in the Facebook group. In fact, I'm going to put it in there right now. So you guys can grab that. She celebrates all month long. You're welcome.
My husband used to do that. He said his birthday was in August, and he celebrated the whole month of August. It's coming together.
Okay, it's in the Facebook group now, and if you don't have Facebook and you need the address, you can email me, and I will send it to you in email. Oh man, my eyes itch.
Your eyes itch.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to pin that to featured so that it stays at the top.
Okay.
Betty Travers is wanting to know, just wondering who is thinking of going to the Canada Quilt Show in Ontario for 2025. I will probably not be going. My sisters and I, so we've been trying to figure out when we're going to do a girls' trip together, just the three of us.
Aw.
And I just realized I probably shouldn't have said that on a live stream. Huh. Hope my mom's still not watching. Anyway, I've been trying to plan a sister's trip with my sisters, and we were talking, and it's hilarious because all of my travel, like I'm booking travel into 2026 right now.
Yeah.
I literally am. I like literally am. Yep. My 2025 is already booked up.
Already planned.
And we're not even halfway through 24. So. Thanks, Ian. Ian put the address in the live chat. I wasn't sure if we should do that, but I guess it's just a P.O. box, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be no different than me doing that, so that's fine. All right. Well, I think that's it. I feel like I'm rambling and at a loss for what to say, so why belabor the live stream? I've got my 4 blocks done. These are sawtooth square blocks. They are going to square up to 6.5 inches. And I will tell you, spoiler alert, they're going to go in the 4 corners of my quilt when it's all put together. So I'm going to probably continue working on this quilt this weekend so that I can finish testing this out and hopefully have the pattern and tutorial available for you guys very, very, very soon. So
Very cool.
thank you, friends, for hanging out with me tonight. Mary, it's been a blast. Thank you for hanging out with me.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. I'll
Bye,
talk
guys.
to you next time, hopefully.
No, bye-bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next week. Not next week. I'll have a recorded video for you next week. No live stream for 2 weeks. Enjoy Ian, and I'll see you on the 19th. Bye, friends.